Avtar Meher Baba Ki Jai. You can start.
Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. My wish: the lover has to keep the wish of the beloved. My wish for my lovers is as follows: do not shirk your responsibilities.
Are you there?
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah. Can you hear my voice? Sorry. Can you hear my voice? Jay Baba, Karthik, can you hear my voice?
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, please go
Avatar,
ahead.
Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. My wish: the lover has to keep the wish of the beloved. My wish for my lovers is as follows: do not shirk your responsibilities. Attend faithfully to your worldly duties, but always keep at the back of your mind that all this is Baba's. When you feel happy, think Baba wants me to be happy. When you suffer, think Baba wants me to suffer. Be resigned to every situation and think honestly and sincerely. Baba has placed me in this situation with the understanding that Baba is in everyone. Try to help and serve others. I say with my divine authority to each and all that whosoever takes my name at the time of breathing his last comes to me. So do not forget to remember me in your last moments. Unless you start remembering me from now on, it will be difficult to remember me when your end approaches. You should start practicing from now on. Even if you take my name only once every day, you will not forget to remember me in your dying moments. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Thank you, and over to you, Karthik.
Thank you so much. I think I forgot to send my text reminder to all of you. Uh, you know, Usually I do it 30 minutes before. Apologies on that. I think it's just I slipped. Sorry, Baba.
Don't worry and be
So
happy. Think that it is Baba's wish. Okay, we
I
just
was up
read.
and around and I was resistance in this. Yeah. Okay. So um, we are in session number 9. And last session, we read these 3 lines which Baba conveyed in Andhra. I don't know if it's conveyed for the first time, but we read through this paragraph, and even that time, I was always wondering what is the difference. I think I even asked on the session what is the difference between obedience and surrender, and I was not really convinced by the. I mean, it was something that the reading. And as luck would have it, because I was in Dubai on Monday, the time zone helped me attend a very late Baba Zoom, which Israeli Michal Namo. And in that session, just see how beautifully Baba works it out, right? So in that session, at the end, I asked this question, and I asked for uh, any comments from the two. I think there were just 3 of them in that meeting, but then I asked for comments. And incidentally, just that morning, Ralph, who was on the call, had read a section from another book, Everything and Nothing, on the exact 3 things that are mentioned here. So, as a tribute to Baba for opening my eyes to this beautiful beauty of the 3 words and the depth of meaning, I would like to share with you that cross reference. So let's go and start in chapter number 4 or part number 4 in Everything and the Nothing. It's called Gifts of Love. It's basically, it extends the same 3 things, but explains it beautifully. I thought it clears up everything. Okay. So, do we have a volunteer who wants to read? Let's read
Yes.
slowly. and pause after every section, and then we can even discuss if required. Please go ahead, Mamadi.
Gifts of love. Love is a gift from God to man. Obedience is a gift from master to man. Surrender is a gift from man to master. One who loves desires the will of the beloved. One who obeys does the will of the beloved. One who surrenders knows nothing but the will of the beloved. Love seeks union with the beloved. Obedience seeks pleasure of the beloved. Surrender seeks nothing. One who loves is the lover of the beloved. One who obeys is the beloved of the beloved. One who obeys is the beloved of the beloved. One who surrenders has no existence other than the beloved. Greater than love is obedience. Greater than obedience is surrender. All three arise out of and remain contained in the ocean of divine love.
So
Lord Meher
this
Baba Ki
is
Jai.
just amazing, right? And this actually has a beautiful cross reference even to the divine love chapter in Discourses, right? One should read this along with that. I think it's just amazing. I hope
Your audio is
others.
slightly
Jai
wavering.
Baba, Jai Baba Karthik, could you take screenshots and maybe WhatsApp it or something?
Sure, I will. I actually did that. I did
Okay,
it.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Sure, sure, sure. Okay, so last question again, and we
We
should
can
not.
make Jai Baba. We this time for Silence Day, we can make
Mhm.
a T-shirt with these words behind.
Oh, we're making a T-shirt this time as well. Nice. Okay. I think I will prepare. I mean, more time on our hands. We should get a better quality one.
Yeah, we will do it
That's on me.
earlier so that we don't have to rush.
Karthik, is
Rush,
it me?
exactly.
I can't hear you. Sorry.
Oh,
Is it
really?
just me or
I think
Karthik,
Mamaji
your
also said that.
audio is slightly wavering. Sometimes it's clear, sometimes it's very bad.
Oh, okay. Let me do something. Okay. Anyway, let's get back to reading. And is it better now? Let
Yes,
me just
yes.
reconnect. Let me
No, it's
reconnect.
very good, Here I can hear you very clearly. I don't know, maybe it's there.
Uh,
Oh,
Maybe
now
okay.
it's
our
good.
own
Now it's good.
system. Okay.
Okay, but given two of them mentioned it, I just wanted to. Yeah.
Two cannot be lying.
Yeah. Okay, so we were in 214, page 214, when we stopped last time. Oops, it's not session number 9, it's session number 82. I sent the wrong message to everybody. Okay, apologies again. Last minute confusions. Okay, so we are starting with session number 83. And let's start with the section called Religion of the Ancient One, Love God. By the way, I got distracted again. So, last question I have is, so what do you think is the difference between obedience and surrender after you read this? Any quick comments?
Uh, Obedience is directed from the master to the soul which comes to him for guidance or whatever it is. So then he makes the person do all the things which ultimately brings him to the pinnacle of realization. But the soul which surrenders, the soul which obeys the master, doesn't understand all the nitty gritty of what is to be done and how it is to be done and all that. So it is a sort of a training process. So if you go through the training process and then say graduate, you know what is surrender. So till that time, surrender is not a known entity at all. So surrender is totally giving up all your ego, totally giving up all your external say, understandings of existence or so. So the surrender, as we see the different lines here, is not asking anything, just be the love of beloved or love the beloved. Both it becomes the same at the end. That's how I look at it. Jai Baba.
So, thank you. That's a nice explanation. For me, the aha was it's almost like to use a analogy Ashok ji will like. It's like a contract, right? So when you start any contract, a contract always starts with an offer and an acceptance. A contract is invalid without both of them being existent globally for uh, decades and years and so on. So the offer is from the master. So he always starts it. So he gives the gift of obedience to you. And when you accept it and realize the worth of that gift, and you in return, in acceptance, surrender, then you're done. So we have to decide which stage we are in. Have we received the gift of obedience from the master? And if we have we, are we, and have we surrendered? Right?
Yeah, Baba.
Again, please keep thinking about this and read this again. I will share this section later, but this is very deep.
Jay,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nomita ji.
Baba. It is actually not so deep as it is simple. You see, we all are here at His will. The first key He has turned. Now surrenderance. It takes time, but we know that is what we are striving towards. So I would say
Very simple.
we are here. Yeah, it's very simple. We are here at Baba's invitation, and then we are trying to understand that surrenderance is the best way to be the closest to the master and our Mer Baba. And that is what we work on daily. Daily, when we don't want to have control, when we suffer, when we say, okay, all right, Baba. And I think in Mer Baba's journey, that is the biggest communication we receive every day. When things don't go your way, and then something tells you, well, it's his wish. And then you say, if it doesn't work your way, you say, Baba, tell me what to do. So surrenderance is not absolute at every moment, but he does communicate with you that you have to head in that direction. So it is as simple as breathing, you know. No, there are only two options, whether you take ownership of what you are dealing with or what your desire is or what you want, or you say, Baba, thank you. Sorry, I didn't get it. Maybe you have better something for me. I can't handle it, Baba. Show me the way. Tell me what to do. So these questions keep on circulating in your head, and that is the whole journey of our being in Baba's love. Jai Baba. Thank you. That's coming to my head. I don't know. I didn't think. I woke up like 10 minutes ago. Jai Baba.
Jay, Jay Baba, Karthik, if you can, he says, one who obeys does the will of the beloved. So that's basically Baba is giving us, if you can take an analogy of a radar, he brings us into his radar, is
Correct.
what comes to my mind. So
Mm.
it's, we,
Stage one.
we, yeah,
Yeah.
stage one. One who obeys does the will of the beloved. So he's given you an opportunity and you come into his radar is what comes to my mind. And one who surrenders, it means you totally go closer as the aircraft goes towards the airport. So, or let's say, goal, our goal is to be one with him. So I'm just taking an analogy of a radar and a plane, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Thank you for sharing with me in this joy of reading and understanding and appreciating this gem of three lines. With that, let's get back to our regular reading. So, any volunteers who want to start with the reading?
Jai Baba, I will do it.
Yes, please. So, over to you. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai.
Religion of the Ancient One, love God. Before Baba could reach Amalapuram, there was one more brief stop, this time at the village of Fulletikwar, where people had gathered for Baba's darshan on the road. Blocking Baba's car, after pacifying the yearning in their hearts for his sight, Baba and all proceeded, and we finally arrived at Amalapuram at around 12:30 p.m. Baba was escorted to the Sri Konasima Cooperative Bank building where his host Kala Venkata Rao had arranged for him to stay on the first floor. The mandali was temporarily put up in a big hall on the ground floor of the building, but that evening they moved to the nearby Chowdhury. At last Baba got his meal, lovingly served by K. Venkata Rao, who then sat at the bottom of the stairs leading up to Baba's door so that none could disturb him and Baba could have his lunch without interruption. Baba came downstairs to join the mandali that afternoon and then walked across the garden attached to the bank building to the house of the bank's night watchman. He sat there on the veranda for a few moments and then returned to the main hall where the mandali were. K. Shastri mentioned the work done by K. Venkata Rao in aiding the victims of floods in Andhra the previous year. Baba looked at Venkata Rao with his glowing eyes and conveyed the following for the benefit of others. Love for God can be expressed in so many ways because God has infinite aspects. The three aspects of power, knowledge, and bliss are well known, but infinite honesty and infinite goodness are also His aspects, and goodness means there is no thought of self. When you serve your fellow beings with selflessness, you serve God, but this world, this word selflessness is used so loosely that it has lost its meaning. Selfless service has to be so natural that even the thought that you had served should be absent. Selfless service has to be
Baba,
so natural
yes,
that even the thought that you have served should be absent. Yes, absolutely. Uh,
Jai
Anybody
Baba,
wants to speak?
Namita ji, can you read it again, that paragraph, selflessness?
Selfless, the whole paragraph?
Yeah, the whole paragraph, please. There's a lot of meaning in that.
I will start from love for God can be
Okay,
expressed
okay.
in many ways because God has infinite aspects. The three aspects of power, knowledge, and bliss are well known, but infinite honesty and infinite goodness are also His aspects, and goodness means there is no thought of self. When you serve your fellow beings with selflessness, you serve God. But this word selflessness is used so loosely that it has lost its meaning. Selfless service has to be so natural that even the thought that you have served should be absent. Very
Basically,
good.
what we read in this, it's basically the when you are doing any service, total annihilation of the ego. That means uh, his goodness means that there is no thought of self, and selfless service has to be so natural that even the thought that you have served should be absent. So we have to do. I mean, it's difficult because ego comes in between. Oh, I have done this. I have done that. But just to, you
Uh,
know,
a practical way would be like if we do something nice for someone, don't propagate it.
yes.
Just keep it to yourself. That would be a practical way of like not making a pomp and splendor about it. And then when you do it, and just thank God, thank you, Baba, for showing me the way to in this direction. So then those can be ways in which in which practically we can go to the next stage and the next. Jai Baba. I'll continue reading. Honesty demands that no show and no fuss be made of your service. See, I told you I am Antaryami now.
Exactly. It's already there.
And that you, thank you, Baba. My Hydra headed ego came between.
नमिता, you already reached there. हम
Yeah,
लोग
yeah.
पढ़ रहे हैं, आप तो आप पहुंच गए.
Thank you. Amen to that. Honesty demands that no show and no fuss be made of your service, and that you treat others as you treat your own dear ones. As Baba concluded this message, he caught Dharma Rao taking a nap, and with his eyes twinkling in merriment, he remarked, "This morning he dozed while driving and almost put us in the canal." And now he's dozing off again. Poor Dharmarao had been driving ever since his arrival in Andhra. This meant not only staying awake for hours at a stretch, but also being alert as well while driving on country roads late at night without proper lighting. It was a demanding task. No wonder Dharmarao found it difficult to stay awake. Baba continued, "The only thing I did not lose when I found myself one with God was my sense of humor. So, though only a few can fathom my divinity, at least everyone can easily understand my being human." Karthik, could you highlight
Yeah,
it and take
yeah.
a screenshot and send it to me? I mean, send it to everybody, but I would like to do something with it.
Okay.
Thank you. This divine quality of perfect humanity enabled all
Uh,
sorts of
Please,
people.
if you can repeat reading the sentence, it would be
Yes,
fantastic.
sure. Baba continued, "The only thing I did not lose while I found myself one with God was my sense of humor. So, though only a few can fathom my divinity, at least everyone can easily understand my being human." This divine quality of perfect humanity enabled all sorts of people with varied interests, temperaments, and idiosyncrasies to feel perfectly at ease in Baba's company, and his sense of humor enabled him to enjoy the quirks of those about him. A number of people were introduced to Baba while he sat there, and even more crowded outside the bank and peeped in through the windows and doors. One of the Mandali asked Baba about the message to be read out at the darshan program, which was scheduled to be held shortly, and Baba replied, "More important than my receiving addresses and giving messages is my contact with the people through my prasad." On this is also good, this
Mm,
quote. Uh, I have a photo of Sunil's grandfather receiving a prasad from Baba, and I have screenshot of that, and I see the two hands together. So शायद हमारा भी कुछ भला हो जाए.
yeah.
On another occasion, Baba stated that his act of offering prasad to someone established a direct link with that person. He offered, he often, he once referred to prasad as his lifeline to the individual receiving it. Soon after this, all
I
left
mean,
for the
if I can
Uh,
pause you just to extend on the prasad uh, um, importance. If you
Mm,
remember, I think it was either in the last week or the week before, there was an incident where there was one household which he was to visit,
mm,
and the householder did not believe that Baba will visit him because it was not on the list or whatever, and
mm.
so he was waiting in another place. But Baba was particular to visit that person. I don't know,
Yeah, yeah.
remember the name. And
yes,
then finally, the next day he goes, and they are not at all prepared. They don't have anything. And then Baba asks the lady of the house to get a glass of water, takes a sip, and says, "Give this as prasad." Even
Mm,
at that time, the only thought in my mind was so much of importance to what has been blessed by him and then given to others. Means the idea of prasad is so important. And if you go back to the mandali, they also give a lot of importance to the distribution, the careful handling, and the importance of prasad. So just I'll
mm.
share that. Oh, yeah, I
You
thought you
know,
had something to say. Yeah.
Jai Baba, even today, even till date, when we go to the Samadhi, there is no pomp and splendor, but there's always a sweet waiting for you outside. So it is in continuity. You go there,
Yes, yes, yeah.
Baba has placed this. Uh, so that's so beautiful. Yeah. Um,
I think
I don't know
you
where.
can highlight this portion wherever we receive prasad. We should remember this. More
Yeah.
important than my receiving addresses and giving messages, my contact
Yeah.
with the people through important that my receiving address. Okay, messages is my contact with the people through my prasad. The next sentence also.
Yeah,
On
yeah,
another
yeah.
occasion, Baba stated that his act of offering prasad to someone established a direct link with that person. And this is the most important thing. Someone established a direct link with that person. He once
Yes.
Correct.
referred to prasad as his lifeline to the individual receiving it. So
Jai
we should
Baba.
Well,
take prasad with all this understanding.
every time, yes.
Yes. Soon after this, all left for the board high school where the public program had been arranged by V.V. Narayan Rao. Received Baba on the dais. Baba spelled out on his board, first, as is my custom during this tour, I will sit on the floor on your level to help you feel that I am one of you. After sitting on the ground briefly with hands folded to the crowd, Baba returned to his seat on the dais and his arti was performed. Baba looked out at the crowd sitting before him and stretching out even beyond the limits of the pandal. His eyes seemed to radiate pure love. Although some could not see Baba properly, their hearts could feel his love. Periodically, the avatar descended, and as the God man mingles with the multitudes, when he is physically present, few understand him. It is through his acts of matchless humility and his, I really also believe this, it is his acts of matchless humility. You highlight that,
Sure.
Karthik.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
It's so Baba. You don't see,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know of other avatars, washing the leper's feet, putting their head on this way. It is really a very unique trait of our dear Baba that this acts of matchless humility. And when we say why we are drawn to Baba, people who don't know about Baba, we say you just show them there is no other avatar or who has come to this level of this kind of matchless humility, and he teaches us through this, and that draws us so much to him. At Amalapuram, Baba gave one of his most sublime and salient message. I belong to no religion. Every religion belongs to me. My personal religion is my being the ancient infinite one. And the religion I impart to all is love for God, which is the truth of all religions. This love can belong to all, high and low, rich and poor. Every one of e- every one of every caste and creed can love God, the one and only God who resides equally in all, in us all, is approachable by each one of us through love. Then the three special messages were read out in Telugu. After this, Baba conveyed, for the common man, the
Hey,
most
Baba,
practical.
can you highlight that part, the earlier
Yeah,
paragraph?
for sure.
I belong to no religion till, yeah, yeah, good. Nomitaji, you can take something from this also for the t-shirt if you want.
I will have to make a sari then.
Em, आप आप-
Actually,
Okay,
speaking of which, it's a fantastic sari idea.
okay, we'll do it. Done. Tathastu.
So
Done.
off late, I've seen so many creative saris that this is waiting to happen.
Yes,
Courts.
yes.
Okay,
So
done.
Pa-
yeah,
Deal.
Pasa,
हो गया, साइन हो
Pa-
गया, अप्रूवल आ गया बाबा से.
and
Karthik,
ठीक है।
pallu mein there is Baba. Yeah,
Karthik,
हाँ.
pass on this
I
message to
no,
your wife.
because we'll call it Daman saris because in his
wow,
prayer,
Yeah.
wow, you're running away with this.
yeah, let's do it.
Out.
Then the three special messages read out in Telugu. After this, Baba conveyed, for the most common man, the most practical way of loving God is to help others lovingly. God is in everyone. So if you try to love others, help others, make others happy, you are loving God. Even attending to your everyday duties, you can still love God. If at least some of you try to love God, then my coming here will be served, its will have served its purpose. For the next hour and a half, Baba distributed prasad to the thousands who had gathered. The crowd was estimated to be at least 7,000, and Baba was not able to give prasad to everyone in person. Baba remembers Gandhi's meeting with him. On arriving back at the building, Baba commended that even though he was very quick and was energy personified, it just hadn't been possible for him to give prasad to all. Karthik,
Yeah,
Baba is quick and energy personified. These are the attributes that that glue us to Baba. He's quick and energy personified. The other one was just now we read something, right? So we can,
yeah.
yeah,
He actually said what I liked was the aspects that were described. Right.
yes,
There was this. Yeah.
yeah.
No, maybe much earlier.
No, no, no.
Anyway,
Yeah.
quality of
He had a sense of
the-
humor. He was energy, and he was, humility personified. These are attributes of our Baba. And
yes, yes,
they
absolutely.
are only verbalized through this reading today, but I think most of us do recognize that.
Correct.
Yes.
Like it's all lost in the rounds and rounds of the sari now. All these words.
No problem.
Okay.
As long as we stick to his Dharma. Even
Yes.
though he was very quick and was energy personified, it just hadn't been possible for him to give prasad to all who had come. Turning to K. Shastri, Baba added, this is my last visit to Andhra in this life. No more programs except for the one at Ahmednagar on the 21st of March. Then my real program begins. Not what you see now, it will be different when I break my silence. Somehow, this remark reminded Baba of his conversation with Mahatma Gandhi aboard the Rajputana when they both sailed for England in 1931. Baba recalled, Gandhiji used to come to see me at night, and I would explain spiritual themes to him from the board for 2 or 3 hours each night. On his third and last visit to me, Gandhiji said in Gujarati, Baba, have zulm theo, have, I don't know how to
હવે
read this.
હવે હવે ઝુલ્મ થાયો હવે
Uh,
તમે જલ્દી બોલો અને દુનિયાને તમારો સંદેશ આપો. I am guessing. Okay, I don't know
no, no, you are
Gujarati as
much
well.
better than what I was doing. Yeah, this means, Baba, now enough of this tyranny. Please break your silence quickly and let the world have your message. I answered him, I will break my silence soon. 23 years have passed since that since that soon was spelled on the board. But this is another
Hey, you know what? This is a T-shirt line. It's
yeah,
wacky,
this is a no, and
and we can
that
we can attribute it to Gandhi as well.
now we will make a dhoti with this. I I will break my I I'll break my silence soon. I answered I answered him, I will break my silence. 23 years have passed since. That soon was spelled on the board. But now when I say soon, it means and really, really soon. Well, because I remember somewhere it read that I will break my silence in your hearts, and I think that's happening mostly. Um,
Yes,
Baba is audible through our heartbeat.
Yes.
Baba smiled, referring to Gandhi again. Baba's gesture. Gandhiji was a jewel of the soul. In the general conversation that followed, Baba hinted that it would be good if all his Mandali lovers, devotees, and workers in Andhra stayed awake the next night, the night of March 1st. He also added that the workers' meeting to be held on 2nd could then be taken up that night instead. Baba continued that he wouldn't mind in the least keeping awake himself if it were possible to arrange a Qawwali program. If not, Baba commented, he would hear his own Qawwali in his room. At one point, Baba turned to his host and conveyed, I sometimes humor people for my work, but I'm not humoring you. When I say that I really like you, I am happy. At 6
Uh,
that evening,
uh,
Baba told,
one second,
can,
Namitaji. I think
can we have a explanation for this last sentence? Kavali program he would enjoy. But if not, Baba commented he would hear his own Kavali in his room.
I think it's more
yeah,
a general statement. They're basically saying that uh, I don't know. I think
you
it's more a
see,
general
I
statement in humor. Yeah. Go ahead,
I
Namita.
also feel, you see, he is the master of all masters, All sounds, all notes are his. So he sits in his room and turns out one of those keys, He can hear his own Qawwali, whole song, everything. I mean, he is knowledge infinite. So he can do it. Okay, you don't sing for me. I press that button and then he is master of all AI.
Yes.
So he could have
Yes.
done that, in
He's
literal terms
I.
as well. AI is what? Infinite intelligence.
Infinite intelligence.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
He-
Now I think we have
Imagine,
to name.
imagine the use of that word. He used I because he knew AI will come, right?
Oh my
So
God.
he has already written the wider canvas. He
No,
has
you see,
appropriated the right word, deserving word.
absolutely. You
Yeah.
see, the use of keyboard, to what extent we are doing it, There's no
Absolutely.
precedence of this. And if we
Yeah,
don't take cues of that, then we are silly. He, you know,
correct.
yeah. Does anyone else want to read? I don't want
Yeah,
to
comment.
hog.
Yeah, that's that. Mamaji, any response to that question? I think that so too. It's just a general comment, and of course, he is all sound. He is all music. He is all of everything. And in these little statements, he's revealing those aspects subtly and in a
Yes,
lighter way. Yeah.
yes. That's a good
I
way to
think
describe it. He's revealing those things.
Correct.
I think
And
what he
what?
meant was uh, Qawwalis actually have lots of deep prayer-like meaning. So you're
Correct.
basically in submission and basically you are praying to God when you're singing Qawwalis. So what he meant is if you
Hmm.
don't do that outside, then I will do it inside. They used to meditate, right? He wouldn't sleep, basically. This is what I understood.
Correct. Correct. Yeah,
So
that's
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 what I took.
even correct. Yeah, I think that's even a better interpretation in the sense the depth of Kawal as an art form is more conversation with God. It's a prayer. It's a yeah,
That
beautiful.
Sunil, that explanation is fine, but you'll have to add a tag to that. He says his
Mhm.
own Qawwali. He has
Correct.
mentioned
His own
it
goal.
as
Yeah.
his own Qawwali.
Mhm.
There's a lot of meaning in that. So he is the fountainhead of all the say knowledge, power, place, everything. So he will
Right.
maybe distribute it to many unknowingly in his room or things like that.
Mhm.
So whatever he was doing it as spiritual work or whenever he was in isolation or seclusion, what he was doing we cannot fathom. But that is what his own Kawali he was hearing or reading or singing. So
Yes,
lot of
I
things we can imagine on this line.
agree, Jai Baba.
Yeah, wow. Okay, so thank you, Nomita ji, for reading.
Thank you.
And from here, do
Thank you,
we have
Baba.
another person? Thank you, thank you. Anybody wants to read?
Yes, I will read for some time.
Please. Up six.
Okay. At 6 that evening, Baba told the Mandli to retire early and be present at his residence in the bank the next morning. At 7 a.m., sharp. Baba was sending all to bed early because the next night, March 1st, he had asked them all to stay awake the whole night. But the Mandli, for the most part, were only too happy to retire early that evening. The long journeys, the frantic pace, the nights without sleep had taken their toll. Baba's presence was a force which sustained us, but now that we were back in the chowdhury, exhaustion uh, seemed to overcome us. Francis Babazon, in a way which was typical of him in the early days, announced immediate food and then immediate rest is my immediate requirement. It will see internally challenged Baba. Across from the bank was K. Venkatrao's house. He was an old freedom fighter and ex-general secretary of the All India Congress Committee, also the ex-minister of Madras, Tamil Nadu state. His career as a minister was very brilliant and he was honored by the people and the press alike. His love for Baba was touching to behold. Although a man of some prominence in his own right, he was completely unaffected and simple in his love for Baba. Wherever Baba went, he could be seen humbly walking behind him. He considered himself blessed indeed to be able to play the host to Baba at Amalapuram, but his wife felt differently. She was a devout follower of Krishna as the only avatar. When her husband tried to encourage her to take some interest in Baba's visit, she humbly said, "You follow whom you want, and please allow me to go my own way." That afternoon, she had not attended the darshan program and generally took no part in the Baba activities. She was content in her devotion to Krishna. Each day, early in the morning, she would get up, have her bath, say her prayers, and read the Bhagavad Gita. Although she expressed no interest in Baba, inwardly she could not completely ignore Baba's claim to be the avatar, which her husband had accepted. So she internally challenged Baba, "If you are really gone, visit my house and give me darshan." Knowing his wife's views, but not her inner challenge, Venkatrao had not brought Baba to their house on February 28th. That evening at 6, Baba sent all back to their residences and Venkatrao and his wife both went to bed early. The next morning, as usual, the wife arose well before dawn and after her customary ablutions and prayers, began reading the Bhagavad Gita in her puja room. She was reading for a while when she suddenly felt someone standing behind her. She turned and beheld Meher Baba, who was silently watching her with a gentle smile on his face. Um, Inwardly, she heard Baba's voice proclaim, "The one you have been reading about all along is me. I am Krishna." And there was such an unarguable divinity about Baba's silent presence that she fell at his feet in a confused tangle of emotions, ashamed of her former denial, wanting Baba's forgiveness, and overwhelmed at her great good fortune to have God in human form before her. With a mischievous sparkle in his eye, Baba confronted her, patted her, and intuitively conveyed, "Don't tell anyone of my visit here. Don't even tell your husband." And then Baba went away or disappeared as quietly as he had come. Indeed, a marvelous encounter. Some hours
Jay,
later,
so Baba has his own way of bringing uh, his lovers or his disciples into his radar, or let's say into his ambit. And this is a very nice story, or let's say a nice anecdote.
yes,
Yeah, so many like this, right? You challenge Baba, right? Mr. God and Kumar. And so many stories like that where Baba heeds. I think the qualifying factor is true love. So the lady obviously had true love for Krishna, and so she deserved the response to the challenge, right? So there has to be true love, and the form and nothing matters. Baba will hear that and respond to that heart.
Absolutely. And by true love, you basically mean divine love, which is given in discourses.
Nine. That's next page, I think. True love, I mean, just pure bhakti, right? So divine love is the final stage.
Oh, okay.
So even if you just approach God through through love for God, when you love for God in the truest and the fullest way, Baba will respond to you. Right? That's my assessment. I mean, that's my interpretation of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Continuing, some
Right.
hours later at 7, as Baba had instructed, all, all, all assembled at the building. At the bank building, Baba again raised the possibility of having the workers' meeting take place that night, March 1st, instead of during the next day on 2nd. Baba asked S83 whether this change could be made, and then emphasizing the importance of the meeting added, I want work, and work must be done with 100% honesty or stop. I can do my work by myself, but if possible, all workers, small and big, should attend the meeting. I will thrash out every point on how to work for me because I don't want just these mass durshans and other programs. If workers love me but do not work with 100% honesty, then they are not wanted. If it is possible, then arrange the meeting for tonight. If not, then for tomorrow morning. If all cannot come tonight, then tomorrow they must come. I say all this because I won't come here, Andhra, again in this body. At Hamirpur, I had a discussion with my workers, and here too I want to know about my work because I love Andhra. Why I love Andhra, you will not understand. Work done honestly is the real work. I have been doing my work by myself eternally since eternally.
Eternally since eternity.
Yes, oh, eternally. Okay. KDRM assured Baba that they would make the arrangements so that the meeting could be held that night. They then left to send telegrams to all the workers informing them of this change in the time of the workers' meeting. Baba turned to S. Pamulu, a government official, and told him, work for me wholeheartedly. Tell people about Baba's love. If you work for the people wholeheartedly, you work for me. After this, Baba began a series of house visits, first going to Pamolu's house. Next, Baba went to Venkatrao's house. There his wife came forward with some sweets for Baba, as if totally unaware of what had transpired a few hours earlier. Baba looked surprised and addressing Venkatrao, gestured, what is this? Yesterday your wife didn't even attend the programs and today she is bringing me sweets. Has something happened? Venkatrao was at a loss to explain this sudden change in his wife's behavior and did not know what to say. Venkatrao's wife, meanwhile, reverently presented the sweets to Baba. The warmth of Baba's presence filled her heart. With love and tears began rolling down her cheeks, the tears of love and remorse that cleanse the soul of all doubts. Baba, she said sweetly, you are Krishna, forgive my ignorance. Baba, you are Krishna, forgive me, forgive my ignorance. Sorry. Still expressing surprise, Baba asked, how do you know that? What has happened? Baba, you have asked me not to tell anyone, he replied. But now that you are asking me, I feel I can say. And then she proceeded to recount her experience that morning. Her obvious sincerity and devotion to Baba touched all. who heard her heart-waking, love-making account. Heart-aching, heart-waking, love-making account. Baba looked delighted as if this was all news to him. After this, Baba visited several other homes, including once again the home of a very poor man. Baba's visits for the most part were very quick, and within a half an hour they were over, and we all got on buses and into the jeeps and followed Baba's car to Rosole. The smile, can someone take over? Getting stuck here and there.
Jai
Anybody?
Baba. Can I read?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you,
My,
Mamaji. Please start the show, please.
uh, the smiling beloved and the weeping dagger. After journeying for about an hour or so, but before reaching Razol, Baba had his car stopped by the roadside. Soon the bus carrying the mandali pulled up behind. Baba's car would always be in the lead, but often while traveling with a large group on tour, Baba would have his car stop and would wait for his dear ones. When they arrived, Baba would chat with them informally for a while before getting back in his car and resuming the journey. On this occasion, the sunny and breezy morning of March 1st, as the monthly gathered around him, Baba had an intriguingly humorous expression on his face, and all became eager to know what was up. Baba pulled out his board and with accompanying gestures read, "Last night was a funny night for me. It was quiet all around, but a mad person had the whim to howl practically without break throughout the night. Know well that tonight I have to remain awake for the whole time during the workers' meetings. So yesterday I especially wanted to go bed early, but I could not sleep even for a short while. I wondered what sort of madness possessed that lunatic which did not allow me even a moment's respite or rest. Baba was standing under a tree while I'll read again. Baba was standing under a tree while Kumar, alert to his duty, stood nearby with an umbrella in his hand. Baba asked him, "Why should such a thing happen?" Kumar promptly replied, "Because you wanted it that way." That was another way of saying that nothing happens unless Baba wills it. Baba appeared pleased with Kumar's ready reply and with a serious air about him gestured, "It must be so." Then, turning to others and pointing at Kumar, Baba added, "This man does not want to understand who is God or what is a perfect master, but he loves me, knows how to obey me well, and also to say the right thing at the right time." Kumar shyly looked at Baba, a little embarrassed at the fulsomeness of Baba's praise. The rest of the mandali smiled in appreciation of Kumar's qualities, as well as his being put on the spot. Baba then Baba then turned his gaze on Pukar and gestured, "Why are you looking like a dry fish, depressed? You have a good, loving wife. Soon you will have a child and become a father. Look cheerful." In fact, Baba was teasing Pukar, who had never wanted to marry. It had been his wish to dedicate his life entirely to Baba. Pukar's mother, however, had entreated Baba to order her son to get married. Baba, for reasons known only to him, complied with her request, and Pukar obediently submitted to Baba's wish. As Pukar was one of my closest friends, I knew that he was the last person in the world who looked forward to raising children and living the life of a householder. During Baba's visit to Hamirpur district 2 weeks earlier, Baba had inaugurated Pukar's flour mill to help him earn his livelihood. Actually, it was Pukar's mother who mainly conducted the business. With reference to Pukar's mill, Baba looked at him pointedly and remarked, "Now, I intend to grind you in my mill, and you should be happy about that." Pukar stood there with his hands folded across his chest and looked solemn, saying nothing. Uh, Karthik, I think that that sentence has got a meaning. Now I, sorry, now I, now I intend to grind you in my mill, and you should be happy about that. Yeah, I mean, it's more than just the physical aspect. Is it could be that he is trying to help in the reduction or annihilation of the ego. Is it that? I'm just asking a question.
Yes, Baba does a lot of stuff to work on not just the reduction of ego, the acceleration of exhaustion of sanskaras. So you go through quite a bit after you enter his orbit.
And the grinding you in my will also means that there will be a lot of uh, you know a lot of painful or let's
What is
say
the famous line, Ashokji? Come on, say it. Suffering is my benediction.
yes, correct, correct,
That's
correct.
it. That's the mill. We are all in his mill.
Yes, yes. Thanks for adding that quote. Nomita ji, you can note for the t-shirt. Suffering is my benediction is a pretty good.
Nomita ji is starting a textile company, looks like.
The
Dhoti
textile
ho
company,
gaya, sari ho gaya, t-shirt ho gaya. Books say she's getting into another kind of publishing.
maybe
Publishing textiles.
publishing textiles. Maybe she'll open a shop near her office. I had the privilege of seeing her office in Singapore. Baba then referred to an Urdu couplet, which, when freely translated, means when a lover offers himself as a sacrifice to the divine beloved, the beloved laughs, but the dagger that he holds in his hand begins to weep. Baba added, that is why the beloved is also known as Katil, the executioner. It is not easy to express the depth of the relationship symbolically expressed in the scripted couplet with its enigmatic image of the smiling beloved and the weeping dagger. For a while, all those standing around Baba fell silent. Then Baba quickly walked to his car. This was a signal for the rest of us to snap out of the serious mood Baba's words had produced and to hurry toward a bus so we could keep up with Baba's car.
It's an interesting imagery. The weeping dagger and the idea of being an executioner when you offer yourself for a relationship with the beloved, right? So it's a very interesting uh, stream. analogy or imagery. So,
Yeah,
mhm.
Karthi, that's a good observation. But what is the connotation or significance of the weeping dagger? I have not
Yeah.
understood that.
No, as we go near Baba and then try to follow him, he puts us into a lot of trouble, lot of suffering. So once we achieve the pinnacle, there is no work for the dagger. That's why it's uh, dagger is weeping that it cannot do any further. So all your suffering is ended there. So no more can you suffer. No more somebody can make you suffer. Maybe because of that, the sentence is framed like that.
Maybe I see it a little differently. Uh, Maybe the dagger is not so willing
Willing,
uh,
yes,
a tool that the dagger, which the normal nature of which is to inflict harm, is also feeling the pain of harming a beloved.
yeah,
But Baba does it because that's what is required for making spiritual progress for that subject, for that beloved, right?
yeah,
So the so-called dagger is also an unwilling or reluctant participant or unhappy participant in the process, which looks painful but is good for the bigger purpose.
yes,
That's what I took away. But yeah, I
yes,
wish this is interpreted by someone or somewhere.
yes. That's also a possible way we can look at it. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
In a coconut grove, part of the drive that morning was on a canal road, and the green fields shimmering in the sun with swaying palms scattered here and there presented us with quite a pleasant view. A little before 9, Baba reached Razol and was led straight to the place where the darshan program was to be held. This was in a small grove surrounded by coconut trees. A small pandal had been erected in the grove with two huge banana trees, their long leaves sparkling on either side of the dais. Once again, Baba sat, once again, Baba first sat on the ground with the people before taking his seat on the dais. Perhaps this oft repeated gesture was symbolic of Avatar's divine dispensation of grace on the human level. After garlanding Baba, his messages were read out in Telugu and then Aarti was performed. Due to a lack of time, Baba could not distribute prasad, but he touched the sweets and fruits that were there and instructed them to be passed out later to all who had gathered. The program had been well organized and went smoothly. Within an hour, Baba was on his way again. Now we are heading for Kotapeta, but on the way, Baba asked Dharmarao to stop. Baba got down from the car and walked to a nearby coconut grove. All of us on the bus followed him. Then Baba then called each of us to him, patting us on the back and asking after our health. Those who were not feeling well were asked to stand apart. Then Baba called the doctors, Nilu and Kanaka Dandi, Kanaka Dandi, and pointed out at all the patients. Baba specifically asked the latter to administer medicine to all of them so they would be fit for the workers' meeting. Kanaka Dandi put his medical chest on the ground and bowed very reverentially to Baba, saying, Baba, only with your grace will that be possible. Please help me. Leaving the doctor to his ministrations, Baba walked off alone into the interior of the grove, signaling that the rest of us should not follow him. Baba sat for a while and then we heard three claps. One of the mandali, I don't recall which one, came and told us that Baba now wanted all to come. When we had gathered around, Baba conveyed, this place is connected with my earlier advent as Rama. The owner of this grove is very fortunate.
Wow. Wish Ravi was there. Maybe he will know of this place. Some coconut grove on the way to Kottapeta.
Yeah, absolutely. And once you know you have a map, you should mark on that.
True.
Yeah, Baba. During Baba's tour of the Hamirpur district, he had made a similar comment about one of the villages visited. Perhaps this age old connection with the Avatar as Rama and Baba's subsequent visits explains why there are so many Baba lovers in Hamirpur and Andhra. It is hard to capture in words the feeling that was evoked whenever Baba, in passing, referred to his previous incarnations. Somehow, such casual references seem to make his timeless divinity more palpable. Hearing Baba's comment about that particular coconut grove, some of the Andhra lovers went to find the owner of the grove to share with him the exciting news. Soon this man appeared on the scene, shedding tears of joy over his good fortune to have Rama come again in the form of Meher Baba sitting in his grove. With folded hands and obvious emotion, he said to Baba, I have nothing to offer you except some coconuts, but I would feel myself blessed if you and your people accept them. Baba smiled and instructed those present that they should all have one coconut each. The owner was delighted with this and immediately set to providing us with coconuts, and we all enjoyed the treat. The fresh, tender coconuts were made even more enjoyable by the fact that we consumed them in Baba's presence. During Baba's Andhra tour, various people, like the man with the bananas who met Baba at the crossroad, or the Christian woman who gave Baba rice, or the owner of the coconut grove, seem to have the good fortune of having the avatar's darshan entirely by coincidence. And as far as others could ascertain, these chance encounters did not make these people Baba lovers, but perhaps these people are like asteroids whose paths have temporarily and quite unexpectedly brought them into proximity to the sun. Even though they soon go off in another direction, the brief encounter is enough to permanently change their orbits and eventually will begin to resolve around the sun, the avatar, seeking only his pleasure, or to put it in a totally different way, not only the thirsty seek water, the God man, but the water itself seeks thirsty. Karthik, that might be worth underlining. Not only the thirsty seek water, the God man, but the water itself seeks the thirsty. Wow. Nomitaji, another quote. I mean, just if you want. Four
Yeah, Baba,
journeys,
yes.
four journeys of a perfect master. While standing in the grove, Baba signaled that we should resume the journey. So we all headed back to our bus. As Baba got into his car, he ordered Dharmarao to drive quickly. It was a little after 11 that morning when we reached Kottapeta. There was a large crowd waiting for Baba, and his car slowly passed between those clustered on each side of the road to greet the avatar. Eventually, the car made it to the
There's
grounds.
done? You can come. Sorry, yeah. You can come, no problem.
Yeah, yeah. Namita ji, you have to mute. Yeah, go ahead. Just continue, Ashok. Eventually.
Eventually, the car made it to the grounds of the Wood High School where Baba was to be accommodated. A group of Boy Scouts had lined up outside the building to salute Baba. Then the headmaster and the staff of the school were introduced to Baba as well as the local Baba lovers. When informed that a sorry, when informed that a hot meal was ready for all, Baba instructed the mandali that they should go quickly, eat their lunch leisurely, but then return immediately without taking any rest. Although Baba had refused to eat at Kotapeta the day before, this time he blessed his host by happily accepting the food offered. By one, after having our meal, we had all reassembled in a big hall in the main school building. Baba was already there when we arrived, conversing with some of his Andhra workers. When we all had taken our seats, Baba turned to Pukar and gestured, "Sing a song that will either keep everyone wide awake in spite of the heavy meal, or which will help all to fall sound sleep, sound asleep." There is humor here also. Ah, Pukar, who had not completely recovered from Baba's remark after grinding him in his meal of love, poured out his heart in a Hindi song. Although Pukar's voice was hoarse and he was not known for his singing, his obedience seemed to please Baba. Others were touched by Pukar's love for the beloved, the executioner. Baba then asked some others who were not particularly good singers to sing some songs. At the end of this non-singers singing session, Baba unexpectedly brought up the previous night's incident at Amlapuram. He added that the madman's howling reminded him of his earlier promise to the Mandali to clarify some points concerning the three different states of Fana and Baka. What connection the former had with the latter was beyond our ability to guess, but obviously Baba knew, and at any rate, it prompted Baba to give the following discourse. In Sufi parlance, the term Fana means passing away in, and Baka means abiding in. Fana Fila is the goal where the I am God state is experienced. Bakabila is abiding in God as God. The final or real fana has two stages in one, like the two sides of a coin. The first stage of the final fana is the absolute vacuum state where mind, energy, body, universes, and I, individuality, completely vanish. Only consciousness remains experiencing absolute vacuum. The limited I is annihilated totally. Can I read this again, Karthik?
Sure.
The final or real fana has two stages in one, like the two sides of a coin. The first stage of the final fana is the absolute vacuum state where mind, energy, body, universes, and I completely vanish. Only consciousness remains experiencing absolute vacuum. The limited I is annihilated totally. So, would this refer to uh, Manonash or total annihilation of the ego?
Uh, Please finish the whole thing, then we will discuss.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I just this question came to my mind. So, the first stage of the final phenomena, however, is immediately followed by the second stage, where the limited I is replaced by the unlimited divine I, and the I am God state is experienced. This is the goal, but not perfection. A very few souls, however, come down to ordinary human consciousness, retaining the I am God state. This is Bakabila. These souls not only experience God's knowledge, God's power, and God's bliss, but are also aware of the three worlds: gross, subtle, and mental. As of the two stages of the final, as of the two stages of the final fana, the second immediately follows the first. For example, in the sound sleep of ordinary individual, consciousness of mind, energy, and body is not there. But as soon as one wakes up, one becomes conscious of one's body, energy, and mind and asserts one's limited individuality, I, which is Baka of the gross world.
So you abide in the gross world. The baka of the gross world is you abide in the gross world the moment your eye consciousness is restored as you wake up from normal sleep. First, you are in deep sleep, no consciousness, then normal sleep, and then when you get up, you actually come back to baka of the gross world, not bakabila.
Nirvana is where apparently God is not. This is the first stage of the real fana, which Buddha emphasized, and this was later misconstrued as Buddha having declared there is no God. The fact is that even in nirvana, God is, but in that state, consciousness only experiences the absolute vacuum of God. Nirvana is the total drowning of limited individuality for all times, the ocean of infinite consciousness. To sum up, Baba concluded there are four journeys. The first journey ends in Fanafila, the second journey ends in Bakabila, the third journey ends in Kutubiyat. This is a state where the Kutub leads the life of God. He not only abides in God, but lives the life of man and God simultaneously. He is known as the perfect master, man God. The fourth journey ends with the dropping of the gross body by the perfect master, passing away of the man God as God in God. At the end of the fourth journey, the second stage of final fana is continuously and everlastingly experienced by each perfect master, and the infinite individuality is retained eternally. In fact, this discourse explained the states of the God realized ones. Therefore, the entire discourse didn't have much to do with those present. But for us, just watching Baba's finger moving on the board or his radiant face or captivating expressions were most delightfully absorbing.
I think this is a good summary of the long description we read in discourses and courtesy.
Yeah, it's concise, but
Right.
very concise and uh, easy to relate to. But it's nothing but
Yes.
what we see here,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
one, two, three, and then the dropping of the body as perfect master, right? So, but I agree with what Mamaji said. Simplicity, uh, conciseness is very useful. It's a good
Yes.
cross reference. I should add that cross reference here um, so that it's available. Yeah,
Yes. Yes. That will be helpful, I think.
yeah.
I'll continue.
I hope, Ashok, you are also having a doubt now. I think it's clear, right? The four stages. So it's annihilation of the mind is the first stage itself, the first. Then you go to Nirvana, then you go to Bakabila, and then you go to Kutubiya.
You remember we had read about Nirvana and Nirvikalpa Samadhi.
Correct.
Can you correlate what is read to that? We had made a
Oh, yeah, that's what I just brought up. I don't know whether you saw the. Uh,
yeah, yeah. I saw the slide. I have that presentation also with me. I think we have to revisit that with what we discussed. I mean, it's really very deep significance in all these words, in all this what we read.
yeah, so on Nirvana and Nirvikalpa Samadhi, we have the distinction, right? The first stage is Nirvana, where God is not and consciousness is. The final Pana. So within Fana, okay, the final Fana is Nirvikalpa. Nirvikalpa is where you experience the I am God state. And both together is, or the destination of the first journey is Fanafila. Within Fanafila, the first stage is annihilation of the mind or reaching Nirvana. And from Nirvana, you slip into Nirvikalpa, and Nirvikalpa is basically the experience of Aham Brahmasmi.
That is, I am God, right?
Correct. Analhat, I am God, Aham Brahmasmi.
Yeah, yeah. So there is a transition. Yes, very. Thank you for.
Yeah, yeah.
As beloved Baba put his board on his lap, he pointed at Mukherjee, who was not feeling well and hence was looking a bit drowsy. With a knowing and jovial smile, Baba joked, all in the hall, Meherji is the one is the only one who is trying to appreciate the vacuum state of nirvana by dozing off." Baba has his own humor. Uh, as usual, Baba's good natured teasing of one of his close ones lightened the atmosphere.
Karthik, could you highlight and send it to me, that one?
Yes.
Highlight among the all in all.
I'm not highlighting, but I'll share about it. Yeah.
Once lightened the atmosphere after the serious discussion. Meherji looked a little sheepish, but then Maba smiled at him. The sparkle of a mountain stream and by lingering and any lingering feeling of embarrassment was washed away. But this Baba's discourse on Fana and Baka was in later years revised and along.
1 second. Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
Sorry. Uh, I start again. Baba's
yeah.
discourse on Fana and Baka was in later years revised and along with a special chart which was prepared under Baba's direction, given out again during the East West gathering in November 62 in Pune. The chart was labeled the four journeys. At that time, Baba added, in avataric periods, one does not have to necessarily make these inward journeys by stages. If you have the grace of the avatar, he just takes you from where you are to where you should be, where God wants you to be. There's no need for trains or planes when he is here. Cross reference 32. And it's also, we've overshot, but thanks for the patient listening, everyone. We've, it's, we've shot the Awakener and, sorry.
Yeah, so it's Awakener Volume 9, numbers 1 and 2, page 27. We just have two paragraphs before we end this section.
Yes, I'll complete that if it's okay. As Baba had not given this information in the discourses published earlier, a brief article was authored by him and was later published in one of his books, The Everything and the Nothing. Therein, after explaining the seven planes of consciousness and the three worlds, the article ended up with the following lines. In reality, these four journeys are never journeyed, for God has nowhere to journey. He is without beginning and without end, and everything which has the appearance of being appeared from that which has no beginning and passes back into which has no ending. Cross reference 33, the everything and nothing, page 26.
Okay, so anyway, and I will go look that up. We're out of time, but you can refer that in the next week, maybe page 26, which is here. So there is a chapter called The Four Journeys, and you can also add this to the slide as a reference. And this is the chart that was being referred to, right?
This is
I think
reference.
Before we
we what's that?
Sorry.
sorry, I had one suggestion.
Mhm.
Now, you post these by the end of every session, right? So maybe we can do summary points. What was the crux of this page? And you can add it with the description when you post.
Oh, you mean on the YouTube? You mean on YouTube or on?
Yeah, wherever you put it or wherever you are giving a summary, maybe 5, 10 lines of summary of that reading. And then you post. You
Sure.
can do it on YouTube and you can even do it on wherever you are sending it.
Okay.
Thank you, Jai
Oh,
Baba.
oh,
I mean, if you think it's okay, Jai Baba.
sure. Let me think about.
I think team creates the summary also, right?
That's what I was going to say. I didn't want to say it. So if you go to YouTube and pick any video, it gives
I see.
you a text summary instantly. I was
Okay,
just
great.
thinking between having to take that and actually put it in the description or just leave it as readers or viewers to do it themselves. But it's a fast moving world, Namita ji.
Yes, sir
आप
जी.
जो सोचते हैं आप जो
वो हो
सोचते
चुका
हैं
होता
वो
है.
हो चुका होता है क्या करेंगे क्या क्या
Thank you, Jai Baba.
जय बाबा
Karthik,
okay
we can
then
have a short article from you about AI and II.
I am not a person capable of doing that but yes we will ask our resident AI expert Kama. He will
Okay.
use all the AI subscriptions and
Yes.
then come up with so we'll do that. By
Yeah,
the way,
basically,
he's
And
missing in
apart
action. I
from this,
spoke to him yesterday, but he said he will pop up and he did come today.
he was in
uh,
Almo.
Apart from this, yeah,
apart
yes,
from this,
Vincent.
what
Yeah.
I experience as a difficulty is browsing through or getting back to the charts that are prepared by our group, especially by you and Kama.
Hmm?
So to refer to them, is there a easy way we can source them? Not like
Yes.
jumping from one to the other to fish out those things.
Mom, mom,
So
mom,
some sort of a ready reckoner start uh,
mom,
resource.
can I suggest something? You know, this requires that we actually it requires a full room wherein we print the charts and it's readily available in front of you. I mean, these charts have got a lot of, I mean, pearls of wisdom in that, and it's very difficult to fathom. And you're right, in this 1.5 hours to sort of fathom. So when you go back and listen to the recording, and also have the charts in front of you, maybe you'll have to have a charts put on the walls or something, because it's there are so many charts, they are interrelated, and it is quite difficult to you know fathom the pearls of wisdom in it. It's That's what I feel. So maybe even printing those charts or making a xerox of the charts and putting it where you listen to, or where you do your this learning, relearning, would help, is one suggestion.
Yes, yes.
No,
But
I'm trying to find the link. I've already created one link for that. Uh,
Oh,
and I have also pasted that somewhere. I'm sometimes too organized for myself. I don't know where I pasted it now.
so
Right?
many so many things you're doing, and that's the tech.
No, I've created a simple URL, which is tiny URL, I think MBA folders, which will
Yes,
answer Mama G's question. Do you have that handy, Ashok Ji, if you remember that?
I will post it on the group.
tiny
Okay.
URL MBA
Folders.
Folders, I think. I will
folder.
find it and
Okay,
text it to you. Yeah. So
okay,
there you
okay,
can go and see all of them by folders. And then the
okay,
PDFs, the presentations, including the ebooks, everything is there. And it doesn't need any sign in, it doesn't need anything.
Do,
okay,
do, Karthik, do you want me to post it in the common group, or just to Mamaji?
You can post it on the common group, given that yeah, it is MBA folders. I found. So
Yeah, yeah.
let me just open it so that you see what I mean. So I will open a new window where I'm not signed in. Uh,
Karthik, I hope you're not getting recorded. Sorry.
we are. It's okay.
okay.
This is to be shared.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you see this, I'm just in a unsigned in browser page. I just paste this URL, which is 1 second. This is so. Oh, all I need is this much. Sorry. Can you see what's on the screen? It's
Yes,
tinyurl.com/MBA folders.
Yes.
That should open up our folders. Yes, it is.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. So you did that in Teams, or sorry,
No, I didn't do it anywhere. I just opened it in a browser. So
in the
just
browser?
go to a browser anywhere, mobile or on your laptops, and just type, even www is not required, tinyurl.com slash and MBA folders. That's it. So that you don't have to save a link. You can just remember MBA folders and tiny URL. So you can do it out of memory. So if you type it a couple of times, it will
Okay.
also get to your history. It will get saved in your history. So next time it will
Uh,
autocomplete.
auto.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Or you can save it as a bookmark.
yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'll try that. Uh,
Okay. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba,
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Thank you,
Thank you
everybody.
all.
Yeah,
Thank you
beloved
all.
Baba. Yeah,
Jai
Baba.
Baba.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a great Saturday and see you all tomorrow.
Thank you,
Avtar,
dear.
Meher Baba, ki jai.
Avatar, Meher